Welcome to the June St. Paul update. We just had a marvelous service today. We had a baptism of a teenager. We have a new Gaga pit for kids to play in outside. We also had a really good discussion in Faith and Lead about work-life balance, people across the generations there. So just another wonderful service of prayer and praise this morning, both inside and outside. I want to talk with you today, though, about a proposed capital campaign. And I'm going to get to that ultimately by talking about this room, but we're going to go back 6 years. 6 years ago, it's the pandemic, not a fun time for all of us. And I was invited to a Zoom by the bishop of our synod with the other large churches. And the bishop showed us a video that talked about how people were not going to be as interested in large gatherings, but more small gatherings. And something kind of clicked, and I said, this isn't just about COVID. In our world today, people are really hungry for intimacy and relationship. And we have a tradition of that at St. Paul. We really wanted to expand then the ways in which people could kind of come together, form a common ground. And so for the last 6 years, we've just been every 6 to 9 months creating a new group for people. And at this point, this room that I'm in right now, which is the CELC Teacher Lounge, complete with early learning books and a laminator and a copier. This is it. This is where we're going to stick the next common ground group. In other words, we need to make room. If we're going to keep kind of welcoming people into kind of fellowship and those kind of opportunities, we need to, again, make room. And the most efficient way to do that right now, we believe, is through the social hall. We think we could tear down the carpet off the walls, but make some dividers in there so that with a new and easier kind of updated kitchen, you can imagine like some light kind of coffee and treats and then kind of various classrooms in that space. I mean, that could really be attractive and welcoming, not only for people here, but even new people. And the social hall and kitchen are also an area that just see a lot of traffic, 400 to 500 different people a month, many of whom don't come into the rest of the building, and we think we can have a more attractive and hospitable space. But in this end of the building, there's a couple other things we need to work on. One is that the HVAC over here is really not good anymore. It's just falling apart. We're being nickeled and dimed at a very expensive rate for repairs on copper piping that is coming corroded. And we also just think we can save a lot of money each year by updating the system. Also, this end of the building that I'm in for the CELC, we just don't feel that this is as safe of an entrance that we have really compared to a lot of other educational facilities. And we want to make that safer and more secure. Lastly, we think we can do some updates to the choir room to make that more multi-purpose. So those are the kind of the areas that are on the table right now. And this summer, there's a group, a planning group, and their task is to kind of solicit input from the congregation and then make a report to council at the end of the summer, kind of early fall. So I want you to, there's going to be a letter that comes out that tells you those names, kind of gives a little more detail about this, but keep open for ways in which you can give your input. Because again, then hopefully in the fall, we can decide whether this indeed is what God is calling us to at this point. So I invite your prayers. I invite your input, and I also thank you for all of your support and all the ways which you've invited others to give us this wonderful problem of having to make